I got the win, so I'm just gonna, keep training and trying to get better.
As far as yourself, I mean, like, what kind of mindset do you have in preparing for your game? You fought against the best, and now what do you need to work on? What do you take out of those fights?
You know what? I train the same way every time, as I know I have to get better. I have room to grow everywhere. Whether it's on the ground, stand-up, wrestling, doesn't matter. I try to train to get better at every aspect. I don't try to concentrate on one specific thing because if you do that, you kind of lax on all the other ones. So, with every fight that I have, it's just trying to get better.
Now, during that murderer's row of fighters that you faced within the division, which obviously came short on, but you had a lot of personal issues with your child and family and stuff. Now you're on a winning streak, and I know that things have improved with the family and stuff with your son.
Yes.
Do you think those are linked at all?
A little bit. I think it was just a kind of a double punch. Is I had some issues, but I was also fighting some of the best fighters in the division, and I think it was something that it was a combination of both. But I don't try to take anything away from my opponents. They all had phenomenal game plans, and they all fought me really well. Bisping, I think he just had a phenomenal game plan against me. He made it very hard for me to set up a shot and take him down, because that's where I needed to be with him, is on the mat. Wasn't going to beat him standing up. My same thing is he came out and he knew it was going to be hard for me to kind of compete with him on the ground. And he came out and trained really hard to stand up.
Ideally, you don't want to be in that position. I mean, obviously, the biggest fights of your life at that point in your career, and you're dealing with stuff that a fighter shouldn't be dealing with in that time. But that had to take a toll on training, or just at least your mentality.
I think it was a lot of the training. Like I've said, it's going into the fight, I can basically block anything out for 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes of my life. It's not, it's a blink of an eye. But it's the training aspect. It's hard to do the everyday, grind of training and when there's other stuff going on.
What's next for you in your eyes? I mean, how many fights do you think you're away before you get that opportunity?
I have no idea. I really don't know what they have in store for me, but I'm hoping it's the next fight. They kind of give me a step up in the competition and let me show that I deserve to be there and deserve to be in the top of the division. But I'll take whatever they give me.
What were your thoughts on being the first two brothers to win on the same card? And that must have been pretty cool.
It was awesome. The fact that Jim and I got to do it, it was a great feeling. It kind of brought you back to the old days of fighting on reality fighting and cage cheering and stuff. It was fun. I didn't get to be in his corner though.
So. Well, you weren't in his corner? Oh, because you were cut out.
No.
Because he was in yours, but I think he had his hand wraps on, right?
Yeah, he got to walk me out, but he wasn't able to actually stay in my corner because I understand that. He was fighting, but there was a mix-up in the corner apps, so they didn't let me in his corner. I was ready. I was ready to go out and be in his corner. I was, but.
But you walked out with him.
I got to walk out, and then I got to sit in the media section.
Do you kind of pinch yourself and be like, what the hell am I doing here sometimes? Like, because you're on obviously one of the biggest stages in the world with MMA.
Yeah, there's points where it's like, I can't believe
you're just a quiet kid from freaking, Bumble F, Jersey. And
yeah.
You're not the typical Jersey. I mean, you're not definitely with hanging out the situation. I have to show up fist pumping like Soto and the other guys down at Pellegrino's.
You mean no GTL for Dan Miller?
No, it is kind of crazy because sometimes I don't even realize it. It's kind of just my job, and just kind of do it. And then when I start to think about it, it's like it's pretty crazy. I never thought. Not that I didn't think about it. I always thought that I could be here, but then I actually realized how big it is, And it was like, holy crap! I can't believe I'm here and doing this. This is my job. So.
Is there anything you can tell your brother now that he's getting into that same realm now with bigger fights and being obviously on the main card?
I don't need to tell Jim anything. Jim's prepared. He's ready to go. I think if you put Jim in the title contention, fighting for the belt tomorrow, he'd be ready, and I think he would win, and he'd perform phenomenally. Jim's always ready. There isn't a time that Jim's not, and he always gets himself ready for the fight, psyched up, and I've very rarely ever seen Jim perform badly. There's a few times where he had an off night, but even then, I mean, he does some crazy stuff, and he's always ready to fight.
Well, you've said several times that you whoop him every time here in the gym. Is it ever tempting to drop weight and to go into fight his division?
I don't. After the last weight cut, I don't think I'll even think about going to 70s or anything.
What's your dream fight? If you could fight anybody in the world, dead or alive?
I don't know, man. I mean, I always wanted to fight like old GSP, just because I think he was just. I mean, now I know it's tough. He's fighting better competition, and to say that he's cautious isn't really fair, because I'm not in there doing what he does. I mean, the guy's a phenomenal fighter and everything, but the way he used to go after people.
Pre-Sarah, you mean?
Yeah, when he used to go after, it was just, he's so dynamic. I just think it would be fun. I mean, if he kicked my ass, I think it would be fun to fight him, and just because he's so good.
And you got a glimpse of that against Kostrick.
Yeah.
Like, because he wasn't, obviously, it wasn't a battle on the ground like everybody expected.
No.
He was on the feet the whole time. What did you think of that fight?
It was a good fight. I didn't get to see the last round, but I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of him.